Hi, I'm Danny Lipford.
And I'm Chelsea Lipford-Wolf.
Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a like and a comment.
And be sure to share with a friend, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos.
Thanks and enjoy the show. This week on Today's Homeowner, we're helping Sammy and Suzanne give their home an energy efficiency update.
We would love to replace our slider.
It's cold in here in the winter and it's hot in the summer.
Sammy and Suzanne Massingill share this 50-plus-year-old home with their son, Raleigh, their daughter, Grace, and their family pet, Belle.
All right, well, we've been here 15 years. We've been married 19 years, and he does the grass and I do everything else.
I do what I'm told. I don't like getting out of my comfort zone.
Apparently, Suzanne's a pretty good motivator, though.
Just a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, we opened up the layout and we took down the walls and we redid the kitchen with new cabinets and granite and everything, and it really made a big difference. And we painted the brick and we put in the new front doors and we had the trim painted and we stained the shutters.
I mean, yeah, it's got character, but it's really not energy efficient.
We haven't been very good about the efficiency.
We haven't been very good about that.
We probably don't know enough.
Yeah, we don't know a whole lot other than we do know in our trips up and down to the attic to store things that we could use insulation in the attic. We know it would help.
Not much has been done to improve the energy efficiency of this home since the middle of the last century.
And a cute thermostat.
And a cute thermostat.
Yeah, and get rid of the 1954 thermostat.
So it sounds like we have our work cut out for us.
Hey, how you doing, Sammy?
Good morning.
All right,
Come on
good morning.
in.
Hey, thank you.
Come on in.
Man, I love this nice open floor plan. I wasn't used to not thinking about that this age house.
Well, thank you. I owe it all to Suzanne. She's the one that did
Hey,
all
Suzanne,
the
how are you?
How are you
work. My
doing?
wife, Suzanne.
Okay, so you guys are frustrated with the energy bills, like so many people.
Too
are tired
high.
of that. The windows, that's fantastic. The vinyl windows like that are double pane, so you got energy.
Previous owner did that one for us,
Oh,
so
that's
did
good.
us a big favor.
Absolutely, that helped a little bit in saving some of the energy dollars. But what are some of the other things you've thought about?
Well, we would love to replace our sliders.
Yeah. Oh, the single pane. Yeah, you have one big one over there and one
Yeah, they're
really
twins.
Right.
big one right here.
That's
Gee
right.
whiz.
And as you can tell, they have been here for quite a while.
Just
you
rattle,
can
huh?
see the outside
Sure.
through the top.
Not to mention, it's really hard to kind of get in and out of them because they kind of
Oh, there you
come
go.
right off. So
Yeah, sometimes
doesn't
super
help.
glue won't even fix
No.
things like that,
No.
will it?
We've looked.
And they do not make those. We cannot find them. It's not something you'll pick up just at any hardware
Yeah,
store.
truly, with it being single pane, with it being that large of an opening and so forth, the sliders are still
It's
popular,
cold
but
in here in the winter and it's hot in the summer.
yeah, well, you got to have it. You got to have a better set than that. That's a big opening too. That's probably 8 foot by 6'8" times 2.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of surface right
is.
in there.
It is, but we love the open plan and the natural sunlight that comes in. So.
Yeah, that's great. I wouldn't make it any smaller. And a lot of
No.
people will replace that with like patio doors. And that seems to
Right.
really close it in a little bit more. So we'll see what we can do about that. Water heater, that's another thing. That uses about 13% of your energy every year. How long has it been since you replaced
4
the
or
water
5
heater?
years maybe?
Probably,
Yeah.
Okay.
probably 5 years.
All right, you're probably in
It's
pretty
been
good
replaced.
shape on that.
It
What
is.
about the heating and cooling system?
Well, that's another story in itself. I can show you how old our air conditioning is by our thermostat. This is it right here.
All right, that is an older one. Well, that's a no-brainer there. We can take that off, put a programmable thermostat on there that'll adapt your heating and cooling to work along with your guys' schedule, and that'll definitely save a lot of money on that.
Great.
That's easy. Okay, let's see. Scuttle door, is this my only way to get in the attic? I need to check that insulation.
That is it.
Okay, let me get my ladder. All right, let's see. All right, now, not much at all. Well, anytime you get in your attic and you can actually see your ceiling joist, you know you don't have enough insulation. And in this case, he only has about this much, needs about that much. So clearly one of the best things we can do to recommend to the Massingills is to add another layer of insulation here. And boy, it's gonna be quite a project.
So after I share what I found with Suzanne and Sammy, we make a plan.
How much of the attic will need insulation?
All of it, the whole
Okay.
thing. Whole thing.
If they haven't recently installed these new front doors, adding a door sweep might be a good idea. A friction fit model like this triple sweep from Duck Brand makes that very easy and quick. They also have a great solution if your windows haven't been updated like Sammy and Suzanne's. Their roll-on window kit can be added to single pane windows to seal out drafts and create an insulating cushion of air between you and the outside.
If you've cleaned the inside and the outside of your glass oven door and you're still seeing streaks, it's because there might be food dripping down on the inside between the panes of glass. As you can see here, this streak looks like it's on the outside, but it's not. It's actually on the inner surface of the outer pane, and that other streak is on the inside surface of the inner pane. So there's no way to reach it from the outside the door. So what do? You make a cleaning wand and you go in from below. I removed the access panel from underneath there, and on the edge of the door, the bottom edge of the door, are slots. And you can slip this wand, which is just a bent piece of wire with a moistened glass cleaning wipe on it. Force it up in there, and there it is. Now that's between the glass. So you have to bend the wire a little bit, but by working it back and forth, there you can see some of that's already gone after just a minute. And because there are 2 or 3 slots on the bottom edge of this door, you can pull out the cleaning wand, move it over, and clean the entire glass pane from the inside.
Sammy and Suzanne Massingill have done a lot to update the look of their home, but their energy efficiency is lacking a bit.
We haven't been very good about the efficiency.
We haven't been very
We
good
probably
about
don't
that.
know enough.
So I'm making some recommendations to help them reduce their utility bills, and one of those is replacement of their old leaky sliding glass doors. The pros from Window World have come by to measure the openings so they can create custom insulated sliding doors for them. Another recommendation is a regular visit from a heating and cooling contractor. So my friend Steve Davies is here today.
So what's the news?
The system does appear to be old.
Little aged?
This system was installed in 1990, so the average SEER, which is seasonal energy efficiency ratio, it's like miles per gallon on a car, was about 10, which this particular system was a 10 SEER. The minimum SEER level available today is 13 SEER. So that's about 30% difference in operating cost. It's pretty significant.
All right, so if you upgrade and buy a new one, then your power bill goes down, so it just all evens out in the end.
Absolutely, you're saving money every month.
Okay.
By investing in a newer system.
Steve's a Carrier dealer, and one of the systems he's talking about is their Infinity 16 heat pump. When its 2-stage compressor is combined with their variable speed blower and Infinity control unit, it almost doubles the efficiency of what Suzanne has now. So when the time comes that she does have to replace it, she knows what to do.
You know, one of the things that we can do today that will help the system run more efficiently would be to replace the thermostat. Thermostat you have is a mercury bulb thermostat, which they don't even make that anymore. The government said we can't have
I grew
mercury
up with
bulb.
them. I know it's old.
Yeah. So what I would recommend is it be replaced with a programmable type thermostat.
Okay.
It's a digital thermostat, but you're able to program in setback periods for maybe that fits the lifestyle of your family.
Okay.
Which helps, there again, helps on the operating cost.
Once Steve gets the new thermostat installed, he gives Suzanne some quick instructions on how to use it to make their existing system more efficient.
It's all set for me now.
Meanwhile, I've been picking up some insulation so Sammy and I can tackle that attic.
Okay, good.
Hey, Sammy.
How you doing?
How are you? Doing good. You're about to have some fun now.
Sounds
I'll tell you, I got just a whole truckload of fun here for you. And let me
right.
tell you, when you see insulation like this, you probably start itching because of all of the other insulations that will make you itch. This won't, though, even though they still recommend the dust mask and the gloves. But
Great.
This is actually stone wool, and I'll show you all about it. First of all, this is the magic tool. You'd be surprised at how easy all of this cuts when you use just a regular cake knife, serrated knife. So let me show you. This is the key with this, so easy.
Oh, wow.
You've seen that the fiberglass and how hard it is, but that's it, and it makes it real easy. Like when you're up in the attic and you're cutting around light sockets and or pipes.
Yeah.
Just like that. So
wow,
it's pretty cool. So I'll bring it to you since we can't get that scuttle hole so small. We can't really get a whole package up in there. So I got you some gloves.
All right, great. Thank you.
Got you a little dust mask here. And of course, the attic's so tight it probably can't get two people up there either. So you know, just
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Because the level of existing insulation is so low in Sammy's attic, we're adding the new stuff in 2 layers. The first layer will go down directly on top of the old insulation between the joist. That gets us up to or just above the joist. The second layer goes on top of that at a 90-degree angle. This way, we reduce the air gaps and the opportunities for air to pass through the insulation. I'm adding some weather stripping around the lip of the scuttle hole and gluing some insulation to the back of the cover to seal it thoroughly. Now, if you have a folding attic stairway, you can buy a folding insulating cover from Duck Brand to set over the opening, creating a similar insulating effect with much less effort.
You know, I love these displays over here in the lighting department because it just gives me so many fun things to play with. And if you're in the market for a light bulb, look no further than right here. Now, this is the Philips Slim Style LED light. I love this thing. Look, I've got it for display here, and you can see it's got the round shape of a typical light bulb. The LED lights are dimmable. I'm going to go up one more time and bring it right back down. Look how bright that is. You would think that because using an LED light bulb, it doesn't pull as much power, you're not going to get as much brightness to the bulb, but that's not true. This right here replaces a 60-watt incandescent bulb, and you could see when I was dimming it, I mean, it gets really bright. I think the best thing about this, though, is it doesn't cost as much money to operate one of these. This thing can last, they say, about 22.5 years. That's about 25,000 hours of light time. And you know, to run this bulb over that time is going to cost you under $30. That's amazing. So not only is it bright, it's beautiful, it can be used in floor lamps and also in table lamps. It's going to save you a lot of money too.
This 50-year-old house belongs to Sammy and Suzanne Massingill. They've done a great job updating the look and the floor plan, but the home's energy efficiency is stuck in the last century, so we're helping them bring that up to date. So far, we've checked out the heating and cooling system and added some insulation to the attic. Now the pros from Window World have arrived to replace those old leaky sliding glass doors. The first chore is removing the old units. Every joint is carefully scored to cut through decades of caulk so that once the glass panels are removed, the aluminum frame can be unscrewed and pried out without damaging the surrounding surfaces. Then they begin prepping the opening to accept the new door unit by adding or subtracting material to get the opening dimensions just right.
All right, what do you think about this big hole, Suzanne?
Oh my gosh, that's a big hole.
Looks even bigger with all the doors in it. So what's this new wood here for?
Well, actually, that's a filler for your new door. What it is the stud pack is behind it, the original stud pack of the framing. You have 96 inches between the studs here. We put these on. This, you have 94 3/4 between the two boards.
Okay.
The new door is actually 94 1/2. So you have a 1/4 inch for leveling and squareness.
And then you just screw the frame of the door to this?
It screws right to this.
Oh, great.
Once we get everything level and plumb, it screws right to this. And then the height from the slab here to this board here, we have 79 3/4. The new door is 79 5/8.
Okay.
Totaling, so you have a little room for leveling.
Okay.
So what we'll do now is we'll dry set the door. We'll put it in place, make sure everything's right. Take the door out. We'll put a bead of sealer on the bottom.
Okay, great.
And then we'll reset the door, level it and plumb it, put the screws in it, and then kind of go from there.
And I guess this gap serves a purpose.
Yeah, what we do here is this is where the return that butts to your new door.
Okay.
This is just the yellow pine wood. We're gonna get some finished wood paint grade that goes here.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then we'll rip it on the table saw to exactly 1 1/4 inches.
Oh, that'll be nice.
And that way it'll fit in here and the door fit plumb to it. And,
Sounds like a big job.
yeah, it is. It ain't too bad. The finish is what you're looking for. and that's what we,
Yeah.
that's what we try to get to.
Oh, awesome.
Pretty
Well, we're
finished
glad
up.
you're here.
I know, better
we
than
get
the
you
big
fixed
hole.
So for Tank and Sergio, the next step is assembling the vinyl frame for the new door. Vinyl is the preferred material for these frames because it doesn't transfer heat as easily as the old metal frame, plus it requires no paint at all for a great finish. Once it's all together, Tank confirms the dimensions.
All right, that's great.
The opening has been checked for level and plumb, but with something as big as this door, the way your eye perceives it is just as important.
You want it to go with the house because when you walk in, you want all of your lines to look good. If you level it and it don't look even, then it's going to catch your eye more than it will with you walking in and everything's level. See, here I can see a quarter there and a half here, so automatically when you walk in, it's not level. You know that. So let's work on getting it even with the house and then check it with the level again.
While these guys fine-tune this big door with shims, Chelsea is helping Suzanne with a smaller issue.
Okay, so in energy efficiency, all the little things add up, and this is definitely one of the little things. What we have is some gaskets to cover up your outlets, but you only have to put them on the interior of an exterior wall.
Oh,
Does that
okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
And you can sometimes you can feel a draft coming from them. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and unscrew this. If you wanna open this and get one of them out. That kit actually comes with some for your light switch plates too.
All right.
So you can pretty much probably do a whole house with one box. You can see all the empty space between the box and the wall where all the air is coming through and causing a draft in the house. So we'll put this on here and seal it up. Just one outlet doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you add up all of the outlets on the outside of your house, that's
All around the house.
Yeah,
Make
that's
a big difference.
A big hole in your wall. Tighten it up right here, and it's like we were never here.
Power bill goes down.
There you go, like magic.
Okay, so it's not magic, it's more like math. All the little savings really add up. Like the silicone caulk seal Sergio is applying beneath the sliding glass door frame. It will keep out moisture and air. Once the frame goes in and they're happy with the position and fit, they begin securing it to the wood framing, monitoring the fit at each step. With the frame secured,
That should do it.
the glass door panels can start going in. These doors include Window World's Solar Zone insulating glass package. That means that the spacers between the panes of glass are specifically designed to block heat transfer, while the space itself is filled with argon gas, which conducts less heat than air. The glass is treated with a low E coating to block heat gain from the sun's reflective rays in the summer, but allows in shorter solar rays for winter warmth. Sergio artfully applies a bead of caulk to every joint and seam so that there's no chance of air leakage around this unit.
Oh my gosh, look at the
wow.
difference. That looks
Wow.
awesome. So pretty.
A lot different than
What
the
a
old
big,
one, right?
I know, look at a big difference.
Unbelievable.
They look new, they look like French doors, they work, they have a door handle.
Listen, no sound when you open and close it, no grinding.
Nice.
Look how smooth.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
what a difference it makes too. Very pretty.
Great.
They did a good job.
Excellent work.
People often want to know if a portable generator is sufficient to power their homes during a power outage. If you only want to power a few lights, small appliances, and maybe a refrigerator, the answer is yes. But to also energize a central air conditioning system, furnace blower, and most other circuits, you'll want a standby generator. Besides usually having more capacity, a standby generator is also wired into your home and will automatically turn itself on when the power goes out. So you don't have to spend time fueling it, starting it, and running a lot of extension cords. And when the power comes back online, it shuts itself off automatically and switches you back over to the utility like nothing ever happened. Sammy and Suzanne Massingill have a beautiful home. It just wasn't as energy efficient as they wanted it to be, thanks to some very old heating and cooling equipment, 2 leaky glass sliding doors, and inadequate insulation. Now they're on the path to updating the heating and cooling system. The new glass sliding doors are both beautiful and energy efficient, and the attic has a brand new blanket of insulation. As you can see, making your house more energy efficient is all about taking those small steps. We got Sammy started up in the attic there, putting his insulation in. He was quite a trooper, even though it was fairly warm up there. And the 2 glass sliding doors that we added will definitely make a difference. And even the small things like the outlet gaskets will all work together to make the home more energy efficient, the envelope of the home tighter, and that's going to save those energy dollars all year long. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week right here on Today's Homeowner. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.